need a morning show to go down with your morning cup of joe. Morning show, climbing with we is the way to go. If you need a morning show to go down with your morning cup of joe. Morning show, climbing with we is the way to go. If you need a morning show to go down with your morning cup of joe. Morning show, climbing with we is the way to go. So if you want good vibes on real good life, informative topics about the way that we live life, start your day positively after having a good night. Dive into your work day from a good height. If you need a morning show to go down with your morning cup of joe. Morning show, climbing with we is the way to go.
All right. I saw that the man of the hour is here. I just sent him the invite to come up. I'm having a problem with, I believe, TikTok hammer giving, like when I play the music, there's giving me some kind of restriction. Okay, now I hear myself. I think TikTok fighting, or they're starting to fight while TikTok only how to do better, you know. What's going on?
Morning, brother. I cool. Is that time of the week?
It's that time of the week. Is that day of the week? It's Friday.
Yeah.
Ah, man. I feel like I had
And
to.
Fridays only really matter when it coincides with some sort of reward, be it pay, be it long weekend, be it roti, be it barbecue, be it. It has to have some reward tied to Friday.
My reward is I don't have to go to work today.
But you see, you have yours. You're winning. You're winning
Tomorrow.
already.
I feel like I had to claw my way into this this day off here, this Friday, just to get to this Friday. This week was
Right,
a
right.
long, tough one. You know?
Yeah, it was even for that.
BYD, good morning, Noomsy, good morning. Yeah.
Morning to
This
the
one
panel.
was kind
Chat
of
around.
rough, you know?
Uh-huh.
It was rough. Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah, boy.
TikTok like they're not selling all the
That's right. You keep the energy up,
not the energy
keep
up, the
pumping,
energy up, the energy is up.
right? The one that went to the Privy Council was Philip Alexander and P&M Financier. And the P&M Financier, the name slips me, Andrew Gabriel. And that is a big deal. President, you hear me? Yeah, Philip and
Yeah,
Andrew
listen,
Gabriel.
yeah.
That is a big deal. That's a big deal. Once again, and even
Because
what
you convince me, you tell me.
I convinced you.
yeah.
I just wanted
Even
to show
before
you
this,
that.
no, even before this, you
Yeah.
convinced me.
He's circling the drain. Yeah, but there's many things I learned in business. The little bit I know, and you don't interfere with Mr. Gabriel. As a gentleman, I've had the opportunity to stand and sit side by side and
Yeah.
listen to how he thinks and so forth.
Who is he?
Yeah.
Who is he? I'm not too familiar with him.
He's a businessman. Let's just call him a businessman. He owns a couple of properties, and he makes, as far as I am aware, an honest living. But he is a P&M finance. He has been known as a P&M financier.
There you go.
Right? He's
You understand?
yeah. So I mean, really a flip of the coin. You decide what you want to do. We could work on the
I
technical.
think he going back out.
Right? He come out. Right. He's out to come back in.
We just get a little hiccups and thing from time to time, but I nothing, man. We in business. We in business. I ain't gonna lie. After yesterday, I feel like
At 25 cents.
yeah, boy. I feel like I bite
Yeah,
up shilling.
like I bite up 25 cents.
Yeah, boy.
I bite up shilling.
You know.
Yeah. It's nice when things click. I love it when a plan comes together. Who used to say that?
Yeah, I love it when that
Who,
plan
who
comes
used to say
together.
that, boy?
I forget.
I know
But
it's Scooby Doo and them always blaming Red Herring for things going wrong, the villains. But
red herring. Poor red herring.
yeah, yeah, love it when a plan comes together.
I surprised red herring never filed a class
As he
action
said, he
lawsuit
says, yeah,
against
man.
them because
Maybe
it's
because he always guilty.
every time so. Right?
You know, when I think about it, some of those old school shows really shape how you become, you know.
Of
From even
course.
from Stanford and Son to Good Times, some of those shows really put, depending on your race, your blackness into perspective, your some gender issues into perspective, some race, a lot of race issues into perspective.
Yeah.
And I wonder if the current generation really see that way. What is the benchmark they use to judge whether they're going on the right track or they're not going on or they're going on the unbeaten track? I mean,
Like I just always tell my daughter, I could tell you didn't watch Sesame Street, you know. You mean the
exactly.
sense of humor is not the same this
Perfect example.
generation
Sesame
coming up.
Street. Morning to next morning.
Personally,
Perfect
I am a product
examples.
of Sesame Street. My sense of humor and my
Yeah, yeah.
zaniness comes from Sesame Street. And you know,
But
along
I
the way
like.
you learn a little bit of letters and counting and alphabet and things, but
Oh yeah, man. Yeah,
that was
man.
the,
Yeah,
that
man.
was that was our byproduct.
Yeah. But I like dry humor, the witty stuff. You see,
Yeah.
I could talk how much alo alo for hours. Are you being served for hours? Benny Hinn, the Benny Hill show for
Yeah.
hours. Because you had to be paying attention to catch the heights,
Yes. That
right?
alone get me in trouble just the other day, you know, in working.
So
But
catch the
anyway.
heights, right? And then this morning, this morning, I listened to, we was this one, I was listening to Sparrow again. A Man in My Bedroom. That tune is so, the live performance
Yeah.
is so well executed. But you
Yeah.
had to love Sparrow. You had to love the old school Calypsonians and Kaisonians who could tell a story
A
and bring it
story, you know.
to the audience. That and
See
Sparrow had
through.
one I told you earlier, Willie Dead. I don't know how many people know that one.
And I would have to
Willie
hear
Dead,
it.
you know that one.
I don't know that one often. If I hear it,
The video, the execution of Willie Dead live.
was it here?
That
Listen, next advice.
performance. Oh my goodness. Phenomenal. I will be bawling laughing in that audience.
Kitchener had a song about a beach and about take your meat out my rice. You ever hear that
Uh-huh.
one? And
I
he
vaguely remember
he's actually
the
do
line.
the accent. He's like, take your meat out my rice.
I
That
ain't,
song
I
just
ain't
put
know
me in
that.
stitches. That like listen, Bejan, not going to no well listen Trini or whatever. Not gonna tell you
Yeah.
twice. Take your meat out my rice.
Oh. And even in secondary school, we had an assignment to learn an old time calypso and recite it. I don't want to say perform it, recite it for the class. And I remember my father helped me find one. I don't know what was the source. I think we probably went to Reiner's on Prince Street. Remember it had a Reiner's
Yeah.
on Prince Street?
Rhinos
Or
Records.
somewhere about. And the song I chose was from the Mighty Douglas, something called Split Me in Two,
Me into.
right?
Alright, there we
The Mighty Douglas.
go. Mighty
It's a
Douglas.
classic. It's a classic. And just, yeah, yeah. And he was battling with what people identify him as,
Okay,
but
so okay, I see it.
right?
Okay. The
And it was
duality.
funny. Yeah, it was funny. I love my old school calypsos. I
Trying to
appreciate
think,
that.
where's the oldest calypso I could recite? Why is the oldest calypso I know? What
I think Split Me in Two would have been one of the oldest.
that I could kind of recite? I don't know. Might be oh God, I don't know. Huh?
How things looking, Bailey?
Seeing it
Oh, no, he
though.
can't. Listen, we can roll with it, so you know, we got if
All right,
that
no
way happen,
problem.
we go just have to roll with it, so
Yeah,
you know,
for China's sake.
you understand?
All right, man.
Because you know, I mean, of course, it'd be great to see you,
Well,
but
well, in all fairness, I recently had a performance weekend where a gentleman by the name of Fish explained to me we used to lime in Lavantil on the fort together. And after the conversations, when I realized I feel he was talking about my father and not me.
oh
Oh,
Lord. I don't- well, you can't blame him, huh? And I
yeah,
imagine
yeah.
that would have been one of my questions. I will jump right into that. Do you get no, even you know, after your father's passing, do you still get mistaken for your father?
Yeah, I did a performance down in Sealots, and this gentleman ran up to me and he said, "Oh, God, boy, since I go in primary school, I listen to your music." And I watching the gentleman, and I know that age he talking about, they not really matching that.
Eons,
And
eons.
I say, "Sure, brother, man, me and my father." And he take this 30-second pause and then start to
Woo!
apologize, boy, sorry, sorry, sorry. I mean, I even went so far, I remember to Tobago. I stop off to get something, so I park in KFC car park, went across the road, get what I get, and on my way back, three fellas drinking in the back of our pickup. And one say, "Hey boy, you do shadow silence?" I say, "Yeah, man." He say, "I telling them fellas that boy, you can't be. Come on, man, you must see it, you must see it." And the next man asks me, "How your father going?" So the two partners
To
are
be
watching
fair,
right.
Right.
but to be fair, they was drinking. To be fair,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
in
Well,
all
it wasn't
fairness,
Morby.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It
you
wasn't Robbie.
understand? And you know, well, welcome.
Stop.
There's my little platform called the Prezi Resi Morning Show,
I've
That's
been
it.
and
seeing things.
right, and
Welcome, Mr. Bailey. Welcome.
welcome. This one was a long time coming. Um,
Mm-hmm.
little tidbit. Mr. Bailey, also known as the Dread Wizard, was actually the first person I invited to come to the show. You know, but he
Of
don't read the
course.
Facebook. He don't read the Facebook. He don't read the Facebook messages now. So
Of course.
you know,
Welcome to
Well,
so the,
2026.
so
I'm sorry, I
the man busy.
apologize
The man busy,
officially.
busy, busy. But he did when he finally did. He hit me up. You know, immediately. And he made this happen in less than a week. So I appreciate it. And even despite the little challenges we have and thing, still intend to have good vibes. You understand?
Yes,
Um,
man. Yes, man.
So how things are? We haven't, man. I haven't seen you in over 20 years. How
Wow.
Yeah,
things?
I
How
sure
are
that
things?
because you know a ball head Shalon, and that's
Yeah,
locks
yeah.
over 20 something years. Imagine, I know you're longer than the locks then.
Listen, I'll give you a story. I'll give you a story. Growing up in Cocorite, we used to take a certain route home up a hill. We used to call it the pitch hill,
That's right.
right? Primary school. And I would encounter a very young dread wizard and his brother Sean.
Yes, yes, man.
And we would talk and thing, and it soon became a competition of who knew the biggest words. And this man had me literally reading the dictionary like I had to get him, but I could never beat him. I go like he used to pull out some words,
Understand.
boy. This man, his vocabulary is crazy. Trust me. you know,
Ironically, now as the king of dialect,
yeah.
because sometimes
You see. So you see, in some small way, I feel like I push him to his greatness now. Now that you see, you
Oh,
understand?
everybody part of the journey, I just always call names.
That little competition. No,
Yes,
but
man.
no,
Yes,
I
correct.
actually credit that for my the little $5 words I know and thing. I credit that little
Yeah.
experience, you know. But
Well, you see how goodness this share because if I remember correctly, in Standard 4, I had a teacher by the name of Mr. Vijay Rajbali. who's actually a legacy of a teacher because his father had a green vocabulary book that he used to use in primary school. And I remember he used to make us read that, give us a section of pages to learn every week. And
Yeah.
beyond that, he also took $20 from each student and started a library. So after lunchtime, you had to spend an hour reading before work resume.
For,
And work
wow.
resume. Sorry. And within that day, I remember I was also the people that opened up my mind because he's also the first person who actually laugh at something I write now and tell me that yeah, I have a talent as a writer. You need to take it serious. You know, so that was saying you saying that, and that is all that is part of the journey for real because
Yeah.
that experience was in school. Then I'm meeting you to practice that. You get touched by
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, it was just going then.
It
It
pays
was just
dividends.
going.
It paid off. It paid off. Definitely paid
Correct,
off.
correct.
You know, I love it. And how was your carnival this year?
Well, you know, how to say it, boy. I can safely say this year I was happy being a Calypsonian again because I performed in Kaiso House from 2003 till 2019.
Right.
Yeah, I break teeth in that place. My family started in that place because I met my wife in there. You
Lovely.
understand? I performed with my father. This is from 2003. And real growth happened, but some changes went on in the management and I left.
Right. Man, come.
And stay out of the tent for a couple of years. We did little shows and thing, you know. But
Right.
this year, for some strange reason, I John B. Chuck man say, here, take this song and go out and sing it. So I went out and yeah, well, I ended up in the tent again. But it was a kind of tough season because I lost my mother September last year,
Yeah. R.I.P.
and
Moms.
before that was
Accept our
the
condolences.
whole yeah, that was the whole process before it reached that point. So and before the actual death too, I was going through a kind of writer's block. And after everything happened, funeral passed, still wasn't feeling how I'm gonna approach Carnival, but sure I didn't want to miss it.
Right. Right.
So what I do, I just I didn't fight it, and then late at night, somewhere in December, last minute, boom, this song called "Pump It Up" hit.
Yeah,
It
pump
was
it
just
up
me trying to silence the noise of the things that is going in your head.
in your head. Yeah.
So at 3 o'clock in the morning, I open up the computer, turn on Pro Tools,
Yeah.
and just so a sample, bam, a whole song come,
Come on.
and that song was more like a gate because after that it was the song that I do intend this year, which is Judge's
The
Opinion.
judges, yeah. I love the judges.
Yeah.
You understand? Warren and Sharon. Um, yeah,
That Judge's thing is serious, man.
yeah. You know, yeah, you touch on mom there and you just tug on my heartstrings there because as somebody, I just recently lost my wife last year. And
Yeah, condolences, brother.
you
Yeah.
know, as you talk about mom, I was thinking about moms. Moms always, your mother always treated me very well. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
You know,
You wanna see sons?
you know, Kappa, she know way helps you with she bags anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
hold them things there. You know, so holy faith. You know, give Sean my love when you know. I was kind
Yeah,
of
man.
hoping
Yeah, man.
Sean would have come through today too. But I didn't want to do too much. I said, you know what?
Alright,
What
alright,
I would
alright.
love to catch up with Sean at
Yeah,
some
but Sean
point.
is the tech savvy man. That is the fella,
That is
the
the one
go-to
who
guy.
into the. So you understand? You want to come back with Sean another time. I not near his
Yeah,
family
man.
still. You know, and when as you talk about the tents, you say like you cut your teeth in the tents. Like from what age so boy? Like because
Well,
I
yeah, man.
always remember always singing always from
That
young.
well, that one I'm going to say. The thing with me, as I always tell people, I grew up backstage. I grew up backstage, and people would think it's because of my father connection. Was more of a Sean connection, because yes, my father would be doing the shows. He had a tent. We would have passed through plenty of them things. But when Sean, who started off at 11,
Yes.
Sean 4 years older than me, so that means I would have probably been what seven, 11,
Yeah.
and 8 there, and well, next following year, Sean didn't get to compete in Junior Monarch because next year he wasn't at 10th.
Right.
So by rules, he was considered a professional, so he couldn't take part in Junior Monarch. But I was the one man chorus. And
Okay.
I was the one man chorus behind Sean complaining about his movements
Yeah.
and city critique. You understand? I also discredit Sean because Sean is one of the first people who ever decided to actually perform my writing because
Right.
I would feel like as a composer and decide to write these encore verses for Sean's songs. And Sean will go and perform them, as a little boy, 8, 9, and watching people clapping and fell back because of
Say
something
your
you write.
anchor. Wow.
Yeah, so that was a big experience. But I was Sean one man chorus. I mean, but the journey backstage was real because same speed around 8 or 9, I was battling Gypsy Dex Tempo.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Uncle Gypsy was get a battle early, and that was because I was extemporing everybody, but he was the fella I feel is king. And I didn't care to win. I think I just wanted to know I could stand up with the king. So a very, very, very shy Shalan Bailey went and took this man jacket and start him. And I always
Oh, you
remember
start.
I start the man, I start the man. Yeah, that's like, come on.
And
Ain't no battle until you
this
challenge the
is
best.
Gypsy Haiti. This is Gypsy curly hair
This
Gypsy.
is Jericho Gold Chain.
Yeah, gold chain Gypsy. Wow.
Right, right.
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
My
And
mind
I
is
mean,
blown right now.
no, but actually, the sweetest thing about that thing, for me, it was the little boy who get to see that he has something special now. But
Yes.
more, it was Gypsy reminding me he is king because as shocked, eyebrows up as he was, as I done, this man answered instantly. And I also remember the last 2 lines was, "You're good, but stay in your second class."
You're too
Wow.
rude.
That is what you call
But
a upstart.
that was a glorious death. It's called that a glorious death. I did think samurais and Vikings is talk about.
Yeah, just fall on
I
your sword.
I went to
Just
survive.
fall on your sword and lay on
Yeah,
your shield. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. And then
but
you would have grew up amongst, well, being in the tents and being in the arena. You grew up amongst. I remember, seeing you do different interviews and things. You talk a lot. You have a lot of stories about a lot of the greats, people who would have passed on. What was that like? Like when it comes to, you know, I try to think of somebody who you would have, you know.
no,
No,
I think I
Clyde.
may
This
have
is
been
not Sean. This is Shalon, the younger brother. We have Clyde here from Cocorite. You know
yes, sir.
Clyde. You
Yes,
know
sir.
Clyde. You know Clyde. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Dai
sir.
Baba. Yeah. Right.
Yes,
So,
sir.
yeah, you grew up among some of the great people who, kind of paved the way for this thing. What was that like?
I think I only understand the value of that now because remember these people as auntie and uncle. So, like for
Yes.
instance, there's this bus ahead of in front of a Seaman and Waterfront building that me and Sean used to line by when we used to sing when he used to sing in Mass Camp tent. And that was a place where Mighty Terror walk up to me and ask me, so what the man saying? Meaning the statue.
Mountain.
Yeah.
And we go say he talking nothing and that's a joke. I mean, I was telling somebody I remember the experience of hanging with King Austin. King Austin
King
was one of them
Austin.
characters to come on the line with me, and in plenty of his conversation, I pay attention. I listen since I young. I love information, so learning that King Austin first calypso name was Sweet Snow Cone. Yeah, then quickly realized that didn't work. So and then there's the Brigos, there's the I mean I just recently I told a story that I never say to anybody, and that was when they was building they had a tent called the Mecca where currently is a place called Movie Tongue in Trinidad.
Right.
So
Oh yeah,
they
that
had the
was the
Mecca
Mecca
there,
intro.
right?
Wow,
Yeah,
I
The
yeah.
Mecca
forget
then
what. Wow.
Spectrum,
That's
and
Spectrum.
then it went to
Maldives.
the
Yeah, they had the
Spectrum,
concert. Wow, wow.
right?
That's in
But when it was
Maldives.
Yeah, that's right. So when it was in Mecca, William Monroe rented this giant size circus tent and decided to have a calypso tent down there.
Yep,
And some
yep.
big names, my father, Shorty, and he Love Circle. Sean was there, plenty of people. But
Yeah, yeah.
being a child, I used to be kind of more adventurous, running around the place, because remember the mang right there. So it's plenty orange crab, and so it was more
Yeah.
of a venture for me than going and listen to Kaiso. And I remember there's this distance they was building some washrooms that didn't complete, and I was hanging around that area, which was far from the tent, and then see this silhouette of this dark figure coming out of the bush, looking like a giant Jesus. And then I hear a voice say, "Young man," I look, it was Rashoti, and he was explaining to me, he was praying in the back, so he foot muddy, so go and get some water to wash his foot. So
Right.
imagine me now, the fella running around the tent looking for something to put water in to come
Water.
back to wash out his foot. No, I didn't tell my father this story because I didn't know I'm a youth man. If he could have handled that story of me telling his story, I mean, wash his foot, right? But I remember a couple of months before he passed away, we was driving down the road, and I just wanted to see reaction, so I decided to tell him the
Tell him the
story.
story. What
And
you say?
he didn't look at me, he just get quiet. And then he took the man tell me, "You hear you, Jesse?" I say, "Yeah." I went and I get a little bucket and I full it of water. I was shorty. He said, "You when I wash the man foot, I think you talking, you know."
Yeah.
He take it
Yeah,
better
yeah,
than I
yeah.
take it.
Listen. So, like, for instance, like a Rash Shorty eye, like, what what was he like? You know, what was being around Rash Shorty eye like?
Well, he wasn't one of the Carlsoners I would interact with personally. I
Right.
more actually have a better relationship with plenty of his children, Isaac. I
Okay,
actually
because
have pictures by
the age
with,
and
at that age
right.
running around the stage with Isaac, Nehelet and Marge, and I have more familiarity with them as the children because we run around as children. Shorty was that kind of father, that kind of I run things which don't make me talk to you twice.
Twice.
Yeah,
Yeah. He looked like he ran a
yeah,
tight ship. He looked like he ran a tight ship because just the way in the music, how disciplined the farm. If you look at any of the videos with the family playing music, they're tight, you
correct,
know.
correct, correct. Correct. I mean, I remember this group, Black Lyrics, our absolute group, Black
Black lyrics,
Lyrics.
I remember Black
What
lyrics.
R.I.P. Mark Nottingham, he passed away. But my brother Black Lyrics having the experience of being around that and explaining, it really was a tight ship. It
Yeah.
really, I mean, that is the reason why the family great is not just because they could play, is because they put in the work too.
The work,
You
yeah.
know, and I mean they sacrifice a lot to be what they're good at right now. You know,
Right.
for me, Shorty was more terrifying to me than anything else at that age.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's so much more. Because, I mean, come on, it's Valentino. Valentino was a kind of mentor when I started 10th. You know, he
Right.
was always Uncle Valley
Brother
little fella.
Valentino, yes.
Yeah, understand. But when I reached in the 10th, my father take a backseat to me because he didn't want special. I think he was trying not. He wanted me to go through my journey without he affecting it,
He set a special
right?
treatment and
Yeah,
the
so
nepotism.
that's right. And he was angry at a lot of things that he would see happen and would not say it. He probably might mention it to me, but he would stay out of it now. So, but in that case, I'm not against a mentor because even just recently I sent someone, Sean Godfather is a fella named Adi Koto. If you know who Adi Koto is,
You know who that
Adi
is, Big Al?
Koto, Adi Koto.
After the Koto.
Adi Koto is a gentleman who, when they talk about plenty of the Calypso recordings of the 70s,
Yeah.
he's the arranger, the go-to arranger,
Okay.
right? A matter of fact, for me, I called Adi Koto the secret of what is soca, because where Shorty would have started the album, I think with this is oh gosh, this guy, oh gosh, but Adi Koto finished the album.
Finish.
Yeah,
he went
Adikoto
to,
finished. I
okay.
think some Florida went on and Adikoto finished the album. But
Right.
Adikoto also used to work with my father in the 70s until he passed it,
Right.
right?
You see?
But the thing is, Adikoto is legendary in this town. Legendary on the level of he's the musician who read the shit upside down to tell you that yeah, because you telling him that you're not seeing what he telling you to play there. You read it upside down.
Wow.
Adikoto, I remember there's this story with Adikoto in the 25th anniversary of independence. They had a calypso competition, and my father forgave music she's home, only to realize that about 3 contestants before he had to perform.
Of course.
So when they asked him for the music, he was panicking. And Adikoto say, Winston, You study about the stage, let me study about music. Get dressed. And nobody know where Articoto disappeared to, but Articoto went and write back the
You right
whole
back the music.
song,
Wow.
whole
Party.
pieces of music. I was on the stage
Wow.
counting the band. You know,
What?
that the level of genius.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He scored Sean's first song because I got child. So I get to experience that.
Yeah.
You understand? I get to experience Frankie Francis. Seeing Frankie Francis score, pick up a recorder and jot down thing. I mean, I was a little
Yeah.
boy, but these things blow my mind. That's why I explain to people when you hear what idols do musically,
Right.
it's not to satisfy my ego. What
Right,
I do
right.
musically is a representation of all the things I love about the
Gotcha.
art form.
Yeah, well,
So
that's so
I
key
get
and
to
all
see
that stuff.
I get to see Frankie Francis work. I get to see Adi Koto work. I get to see Carl Beaver Henderson work.
Carl
I
Beaver
want to be a
Henderson,
producer
wow.
too.
Right.
You understand? Yeah, I mean, I get to see musicians like Albert Bush play bass and this one play guitar and this one. I want to be one of them too. So I pick up a
Right.
guitar. I try my thing at a bass. If I see a man play, I want to play keyboard too. And now when I look back, I realize, as my father once told me, he say unconsciously you was preparing yourself for what you're doing now.
What you doing now?
You was protecting your space because now you need nobody extra in your room to do what you're doing.
Yep.
You could sit down in a room by yourself and create music, and that is a powerful thing.
Powerful.
Don't let nobody take that. Now the down fault to it is that nobody making money off of it. So success
Well,
could be different.
it could be,
But what
yeah.
I'm saying is I'm still in control of my music.
Of your music.
But all these things is a product of all these people I see. I mean, I get to hang out with some great ones and get complimented. And I remember writing a verse in the back of a maxi and Watchman to wrong and ask me, youth man, what you doing? And tell me keep writing. You know, Scrunter. Well, my father told me a story about Scrunter seeing something I write in a book and asking if he knew who write that. And my father say I tell him. I always had that supporting sense of. I always had a great mentor. I mean, in life when I become a producer, I get to work with Bill Trotman. I get to work with Brigo. I get to work with Rootsman.
Nice.
I sit down in a room with
right?
Duke.
Any names?
Yeah. I sit down in a room with Duke and play keyboards. You know. But for the last 10 years, I was named co-producer, although I find Winston Bailey was being unfair because you can't produce Winston Bailey, you can work with him. You understand? Your job is to be a translator.
Yeah.
And when he tell any kick going bop bop, you play bop bop. You understand?
Yeah.
But in all fairness, it was a time where, as I was telling people that with him, me and him didn't have the greatest relationship growing up because him and my mom separated when I was 3 weeks. So there's a boy born in your house, disappear as a baby, and just can't see eye to eye. Years later, we realized there's two same people and nobody wants to drop the guard. You understand? And I give him credit for that. Yeah, I give him credit for that because I don't think anybody in the world follow Winston Bailey more than me. I feel I gave him from plenty cuff down and you understand? But I eventually understand that he understood what he was talking to eventually. Because I mean, when he realized I was producing and programming, I get to work as a programmer with the MPC. Then I get to work with him. Then all of a sudden, I was playing keyboard and programming. Then all of a sudden, he come when I decide, well, I go and try a studio, so I buy an interface and a computer, and I feel I have a studio. He tell me, oh, you're only running on that toy studio thing. Then eventually he appear by the doorstep. Well, let me try something in the toy studio now. Everything
Right. Yeah.
But it was important for both of we because I think we had a lot of fixing to do that we did fix before that. But the studio working together one-on-one.
Get back there, yes.
Yeah, it was. I can't regret nothing about that. In the sense of real things was shared, real problems was addressed. You know, and true music. It was true music, and it was me also earning respect as a musician too. Because don't feel because he's my father, he didn't find I was good. I had to work that before behind my back. I could hear him say, "That boy's a genius," you know. No, but don't tell him I say that. Yeah, he had go swell.
I think that's the right way to do it, huh? You go through your growing pains and everything. And I love that way that you all were able to connect through the music, that commonality, and fix whoever needed to fix.
I understood because remember we just always just forget that teenagers that's designed to rebel,
Yes.
and no child gonna see the parents doesn't ever see the parents as a heroes like that. You understand? When you find a child saying that my mother and father's a hero, watch that child. That child, he onto something. But generally, the thing is, but what I say with Winston Bailey, I had to recognize too. First, I had to understand there's a separation between my father and the musician.
Right.
The world own him too,
Yes.
you know,
And you had a shame with the
and
world.
he had a shame with the world. And then two, it was also recognizing was a sorry, not recognizing, accepting similarities that I didn't want to accept now. Because I didn't want to be like Daddy. That's why I went my own route, and I went through Rapso, and I was under Kurgan Mandela. Big respect to
Yes.
Kurgan
Kurgan
Mandela
Mandela.
and Brother Resistance and Omari from Kindred, who's management now for me. And I was going through this world because I didn't want to be a next shadow son,
Right.
or he just like his father.
Yes.
I wanted people to see this boy could play all these things and he can make all this music. And I want to change a system. I want to challenge a norm. And all them seeing this boy, he's Shadow Son.
Yeah.
Or he's supposed to be able to do them thing, he's Shadow Son.
Well,
And it
no pun
become,
intended. There's a huge shadow to get away from it.
of course, is also a limitation people don't see. Because you can't see more of me because it can't be further than that ceiling, which is shadow.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
And
Big.
until you can swoop into the shadow, it doesn't be grand. He
Yes.
himself, and I feel honored to say this, and you say that I had a real rough time in my life. We look at me and tell me that, you see, you musically pass me and don't know. Your problem is you afraid fame.
Wow.
You say you afraid fame, you afraid to be famous. You say, but you musically pass me. You say you're writing, you playing everything. You don't need a net. You say I can't sit down in a room by myself. You keep mixing your song and thing. The only
Right.
person stopping you is you. You afraid to be famous. You afraid people don't know that you could do all these
You
things.
gave the sauce there. You gave the sauce there.
Yeah,
Big
I
Alec, you
mean,
look like you have a question. I see like you're
I have
burning
a,
to have
I,
a question.
I have a few questions. I just wanted to let the topic
Yeah.
itself.
Because man,
Yeah, and I know the two of you all go way
yes.
back, so enough respect to that. Sheldon, what's your favorite render or composition and why? What's the story behind it? We're trying to get the essence of who you are now.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What's your favorite, if you have one? And what's the story?
let me ask you a question. What's your favorite day in the week?
It ain't Friday, and I was
Me
telling
is
Presley
Friday.
that very early this morning. It ain't Friday. It's probably
Well, I
Saturday.
can only tell you which one is not my favorite. I can't tell you which one my favorite.
Which one
All
is
right,
it?
there with
Right.
the same intentions.
So
Same
try,
intentions.
so give me the story. Which one is perhaps the one that you feel most memorable then?
Afraid
Actually,
he said my song is his least favorite. I don't.
Your
you know
song?
what? You know, in my work, I don't know how to. You see, one of my biggest problems, what Mr. Bailey would have said about freedom, fame, and thing. One of my biggest problems is that when you could do so much that you don't know what you want to do.
Okay.
So there's a rap side of me that you'll hear in a song called Shadow Sun. Because I foundation, I break ground on the rap. So I am credited as a rap man. In there will tell you Shalan is a rap man. But at
Right.
the same speed of being Shadow, he's also Shalan, Winston Bailey's son. So you'll hear some of that energy. Not because I'm trying to make it be the song like Shadow. It just naturally dies away the song for most people to
Naturally,
hear that.
right.
That's not my intention.
And look,
And then there's the Shalan who in 2000 was our second runner up in a song festival. So I could do that too then. You know?
Yes.
I mean, during the pandemic I released a song called Right Round the Corner that you could probably hear that in that it wouldn't really associate with not with traditional then. So
Yes.
if you want to understand me, it is I can understand me. I trying to survive. I
Man
understand.
is a
And
jack
I
of
need to
all
figure it out.
trades.
Yeah, I mean I try to figure it out. It's necessary that I figure it out because I have a daughter who is doing the same thing
Same
right
thing.
now.
You see?
And
Right.
yeah,
Lovely,
and a
lovely.
and actually a step up from me because she's 16 now, but by 12 she had perfect pitch. She was done playing about 5, 6 different things. Right now she's composed and build her own beats and go out and take part in competition. And yeah, she have all. It's just experience now and financial self then, you know. So if I don't figure out me, then I wouldn't know how to guide that. You understand? And I
Yes.
mean, it's something I recognize recently there that I probably had to accept my job as a bridge. I would probably used to connect what was before to what coming then. And when I look at what she's doing right now in the world that she's born in, make me realize had Winston Bailey born in my time, he would have been doing what I was doing. It was just that he
Yeah.
was born in a time where he had to have $1 million to have a studio, and studio
Yes.
time is how much hundreds an hour. And you
Yes. Yes.
understand?
Yes.
But now in my time, you could just set up a thing with two little equipment and you building beats and
Doing
recording yourself.
everything. Yeah.
So, but if he was born in this time, I do definitely it would have been a situation where he would have been the same thing too. When I watch what she could do now,
Right.
because she outdo me, just like how he said, I get it now. You understand?
It's
Yeah,
generational.
and so to say what, coming back to the point of what I am, what is
Right, yeah.
Shalan, who is Shalan, Shalan's everything and anything that is culture and music these days. Yes, these days the voice change. The voices because remember I went like every other youth in Trinidad in the 90s and early 2000. I went to my dancehall phase too. I was chanting with people, and then one day I realized that yo, you clashing with people, but this language you're using is not yours though.
Right.
And I think that was the start of the journey of the rap thing because I that before rap, so I start battling people in dialect, which used to blow people mind, saying things like um um you feel like about me, but cockroach are no place in foul party. And them kind of yeah, I was going there now. And every time I go there, it would be like, where's that? Because we were so accustomed to the Jamaican
The
dialect of that
Jamaican
thing
tongue. Yeah.
that when a man actually does his own language, people used to open their eye. And I
Yeah.
mean, that's the next aspect of Shalan.
Yeah.
I was in battle movement too, you know, battle movement on it and hunting people down. The thing is, most people didn't know I used to do it, so it was more silently. I would hear somebody, and then yeah, I feel the easy person. The gypsy thing now.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Right, right. Is there another line of work that you're into or profession or something that you're skilled at and people just don't know?
Line of work, no, right? Line of work, everything I just do is music.
Everything is music.
Musician as a composer, I compose for people who more like finalists, more like semi-finalists,
Okay.
people in Antigua, um,
Nice.
I
Nice.
come, a producer, of course, some of the names I produced and thing. Um, so, well, musician sometimes when I was mixing engineer for myself.
Nice.
Yeah, you know, but prior to that, I was a physical training instructor by diploma to the
Talking about.
defense force. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I think, well, as I was saying just now with Journey, the nice thing about that, the PTI course did not, beyond giving my diploma and understanding physical training and stuff, which I do already acknowledge now. But what I'm saying is that it was also the place that teach me to face stage unconsciously.
Ah,
Yeah, because it had this miserable instructor inside there,
they always
Sergeant
have.
Johnson. Yeah, boy, that
They
just used
always
to
have.
come
Yeah.
and just see her and just give push-ups. And he just don't want push-ups. He want push-ups in all kind of fancy pattern and
Ah,
burpees and yeah. And a day he decided to call that is 6 foot fella who used to win defense force competition in Friday. And he called out Friday to sing. And then he called me out and say, "Here, you better sing a kaiso. If it ain't good, or they go do push-ups." Yes, much me. And I did studying what I could put and decided to put a song from my father called Soulfish. You understand? Soulfish mash up the place. That man still watch me about do push-ups, yes.
He's still getting push-ups.
yeah,
And
no
Where's this
satisfying some
one?
but
people.
because it had plenty of interacting and controlling a class, I learned the audience through that simple and didn't realize how much that affected me because it interfered plenty shyness that was still there now.
Right.
Okay.
You know, it was an experience. Got everything is an experience. I complain and regret things in the sense of what I wanted to do, but when I look forward, I realize certain things that happen because it wasn't supposed to happen, because certain things was happening the other way, you know?
Lovely,
You
lovely,
know, because the other
lovely.
way.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And
Yeah.
within the family aspect, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so Sean was before you, and I
Sean Lee, yeah.
remember Sean being as young as he was. He used to draw the Marshall comparison. He kind of too young to soca, kind of.
Well, he started off playing, then he picked up the shadow hat and dressing in the color.
Yes,
It's just that his one was red. He ran red for some years and
I
then he
kind of
switched to the
remember
black,
that.
and he was doing that.
Yeah,
Which, as I say, if anybody who know me does laugh now when I put on that hat, because that's something I didn't want to do at all. You
right.
understand? And remember in these timing too, I'll be coming up through people like Kurt Allen, that Kurt Allen from who
Yeah,
Monarch, and
yeah,
Kurt Allen had a group called Kurt Allen and the Junior Stars, which will be training that first junior roofing tent, which was Kurt Allen, Roger George, Melanie Hudson, Sean,
Mm.
and I was unofficially there because they had to
yeah,
keep
yeah,
me
yeah.
as the chorus,
Right.
right? And yeah, but through that experience, Kurt did write a song from a point in time called Dancing Shadow. I think early in life I make up my mind nobody writing nothing for me.
Oh wow.
You know, yeah,
So,
yeah. And,
yeah.
and and it's not because I know, as I say, it's not no ego thing. It's because what I when you're singing country and western, there's called a country singer. If you're singing R&B, there's called an R&B singer. If you're singing reggae, is a reggae singer, right?
Yeah.
I say this to you because if them genres I just called to you is genres that just cater to covers. Sometimes I'm a research
Yeah, yeah.
some tried in
Okay.
1930, I'm do 1960. It's a cover culture and there's
Cover.
nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. And but the only two genres in this world that don't add singer to it is rapper, Kaisonian.
And
And that is because these are titles. This is not it's not about
wow.
singing. That is the last thing in this modern day that linked to the griot, which is the original African who was
Yeah.
doing that now. You understand? Rapper and Calypsonian is a
Yeah.
title. It's not you just want to sing a song or sing a music. It was never the school I come from, which is them older heads, that is the order. It was so bad that if all of them rolling together and your song weak,
Yeah.
they will help you fix your song, you know. They would not tell anybody that they help you because they wouldn't devalue you now because you're supposed to write as a
Supposed to
Calypsonian.
right.
So
Wow.
saying that to you, I also treasure my expression. I respect, I have the power to say what I want with a melody. So I can't convincingly deliver your words.
Right, right,
But
right, right,
if
right.
I fed up at running water in my area, I could say I fed up at running water. I have that experience to say it. So it's sacred to me now.
Right.
I'm not
So
attacking nobody who does sing calypso, you know, but it's a secret to me.
so how do you write a song for somebody and not make it song like you?
All right. I just have a anybody who asks me about writing, the first thing I just do is sit in a room with you and just have a conversation about nothing. I just have I just get a gauge if I really want to work with you, when your head and what energy you have now.
Right.
And I will start to write. I have a philosophy. I say I don't write songs, songs just write itself. So I more feel like I is a vessel. So in that conversation, it's just so the thing just hit me, and then someday I might be sitting down doing something or doing nothing, and then a verse and a chorus or two verses and a chorus appear, and that manifests into a song. Now, when I write it for me, for some strange reason, you're going to hear me because I go in and say that now. When I
Yes.
write it for people, I write with a different intent. And not because I have a science state, just naturally I just write with a different intent. And
Intention.
then when I
Yeah.
finish, I just get I have to write it down because I don't compose. I don't actually write nothing down. Everything in my head.
Oh.
Yeah, I write
Really?
in my head. Yeah, I don't write nothing down. Nothing,
Wow.
everything in my head, compose in my head, arrange in my head, everything in my head. And because what happens over the years is that sometimes I one idea hit me, and by the time I get to the pen or the guitar, our next idea run in the same time. So
That's
I just sit down in one spot and just take everything. I was right in my head, I do plenty conversation in
wow.
my head. So when I ask to get right, so transcribed, is because my intention is to get out my head. It's not my song no more.
Right, right, right. Yeah,
You
wow.
know, yeah.
And you was only hear the great say that. I remember seeing a Jay-Z interview where they say years ago he stopped writing. He's just, everything is just coming.
It come too fast. I don't mean me not compromise of the Jay-Z, but it has just come too fast. It come
I
too fast.
mean, why not?
It's come
It's,
too fast.
when
Everybody
you
did
reach
the
a
same
certain
thing.
level in the thing, I think
Yeah,
that's just,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
just
Because
what it is.
recently I was talking to somebody. I composed a song for a lady by the name of Lady Adana. She was on a panelist a couple of times and stuff and things. They sing with the song
Okay.
text. And she had this song that people just say one of her biggest songs, Ready for the Truth. Plenty of people don't know that Ready for the Truth right in 20 minutes because it was a phone conversation she called and she explained to me she was in a taxi and this conversation with people not ready for the truth and she wanted an idea about that. And she just happened to catch me while I was indulging in the wrong things. And as I have the phone, all of a sudden that song come out and I could have just pick up the guitar
You get it, yeah.
and just two verses, two choruses, and song manifest by man singing back to her. She going wild and just is history.
Wow.
Sometimes it just come. Sometimes some just take longer. Sometimes things has been in my head for years. Like for instance, Faradism.
That's my song.
That something telling me to jump up was in my head about three,
Terrorism.
4 years before it manifested that song.
Let me tell you, when you first put that song out, and you say the man say go down and he say more down, that is make me laugh in a different kind of way, right? Because that's where I feel like the Charlotte I know this come out now.
Yeah,
Right,
You
yeah,
right,
understand?
right.
And it encapsulate. I see your father in it, I see Sean in it. It just have a kind of vibe, and it had the.
yeah.
I just always say that song have a jumbie in it because that's my song. I just play that. I just be blasting that in my car. You understand?
Yes,
I
that,
follow
just
the
that, just
rhythm.
that.
You understand?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's my song. So when I say
But that,
I hope you don't think my song is the least
nah, actually,
one.
that's some of that true story.
Um,
I
oh,
really
for
did get
real?
lost. Yeah, I bring Castara, a gentleman who I was supposed to say, he Grammy nominated, and platinum engineer was in a session with somebody that I get invited to. So I
Right.
was like, yeah, I could do like the experience when I see somebody else work. So I
Yeah.
decided to go down Castara into the session that they built up a little setup studio and thing. And on my way driving, I started to see signs of places that my old man tell me stories about when he run away from home and he passed here and a man from
Oh,
so and ting. And I just started to get carried away with signs. And for some strange reason, the location they sent me, like that woman, she gives horse because me, she wasn't talking at all. So I drive in no location, watching signs, and then make a wrong turn. I only see him bush. And then I'm trying to remember, well, that side of Tobago I wasn't too sure about at the time, so I'll walk around, I'll look around, but I see bush, see one car coming up the road, flag them down, explain to them I'm trying to go to Castara, they laugh, they say in the wrong direction, you have to go the opposite direction, follow me, thinking that them go and carry me Castara, about 100 meters up the road, then pulling a driveway, then reach home. Yeah, continue go up the road there, you understand? So
so
I got to get up the road there.
and
Up
you
the
build a
road.
whole song off of that experience.
Bunks up a taxi driver who go in Castor and say, follow me. I say, sure, you say, yeah. But he driving 150 on Tobago roads and I
Oh
don't know.
Lord.
So halfway,
Mm.
yeah.
Oh
So
Lord.
it was a true story. It was a true story.
Wow. Follow the rhythm and true, yes?
Yeah.
So now that carnival is over, what the rest of the year looking like for you? Is just writing? You have any
Well,
plans of doing like an album or anything?
I've been meaning to do the album thing. I put together an EP recently. What happened to me is that I do accept that I is the 100% creative now.
Okay.
I mean, yes, artists are the market themselves and the social media and the this and the that, but my skill set is making music. I can produce 100 songs where a man can produce two.
Right.
So yeah, I now understand that I need to assign people sometimes and allow people to do the job and
Yeah.
because you're just not that now. I have a stupid philosophy that is argue about me how I don't answer my phone and I tell them that not knee or elbow. So when I walk in, I don't need the phone to walk with. Or if I need to pick up something, yeah, the phone don't help me. But it's just having to commit to something is my problem now.
Right.
So yeah, so I mean, I recognizing that I'm a flow now. But I mean, I have some performances scouted for the year.
Coming up, right.
I actually this carnival wake me up in a different way because I was rarely at this carnival. Excuse me, I was rarely at this carnival, but in being late this carnival, um, I have a kind of rude awakening of what I need to be doing. You understand? I know I need to be doing now because yes, my father might have been very good afraid fame, but I think I have a purpose of something I need to be doing, and shadow work is just a piece of it. Shadow work is just a piece of it, you know. It has so much more to it. Because, I mean, just hear that judge's opinion.
Yeah.
I was so happy to run out judges' night and sing that to the judges. You understand? And point and say that one judging and this one judging. You understand? And it reminds me of that being a Calypsonian again. Like, you know, that tense.
Did you get encores for the judges for the judges song?
About 4 or 5 in that judges' night alone.
Because
Because I'm
after
a
you
couple
say,
other verses too. I'm a couple other
that's
verses
what I'm
too.
thinking, because what could come after you say, well, you know, what about the guy that judging me? You know, what if
There's
I
there's a
resemble
verse.
somebody who gave my horn? You understand?
And that
And,
one
and the
there's
reaction,
a there's a story, one that you all know, between Kaiso judges and the mighty shadow. Since 74, you know that story well. And then he couldn't make the savannah with poverty is hell. But over the years, I've watched it, well, one day they give him the monarchy. When he turn and ask them, tell me what's wrong with me. You ain't see how much years them deal with shadow case. But me, I have no problem because I have my mother face.
What's wrong with me?
yeah, that's
I
wrong
like
with
that.
me. You understand? Man, so
It's
this
not
is
some more. It's not some more. It's not some more. But it was a very nice season. I want to say thanks to Classic Cruiser to who just give me a space, you know, and I make sure I work from a space too, in the sense that I ain't just take a space, I take a space, and yeah, man. It was a
yeah.
very nice season. And I mean, the competition thing is one thing. As I said, people, two factors the public do be conscious of with a Calypso Monarch competition is one, it have a thing called a rubric the judges is judged by now.
Rubric, yeah.
And that rubric do always coincide with what you think
How the outcome
it's
was gonna
supposed to
be,
mean
yeah.
now. Yeah. Since like for instance, I was insulted when I watching when them have for rendition and things like originality. No, when I see what they describe as originality, I understand why it is over the years. I hear people melody and our music arrangement in the Monarch finals again and thing. There are a lot of copies going on and thing that the judges kind of identify. And then
Right.
two, you have a situation with some undertrained people because you have people who go in a 2 day seminar and then there's a Kaiso judge.
That's right.
You
Wow.
understand? I'm not even going to get into what inspired my song in the first place is being on stage and performing and watching people's primary school teacher judging them and the pastor from the village and yeah. So that's what the whole judging opinion was about. The thing is I can control it within the
Yeah.
heart of a man, what in a man mind then.
Right.
So he don't bound to like me, he just see me and don't like me and then points out go through that. You
And
know?
you know what? Before we close, I'm sorry to cut you, but I have to ask you this. I'm gonna be remiss if I don't ask you this. What do you think about the perception or the notion that somehow there's an effort to silence Calypsonians, especially when it comes to things of like political nature?
That's an easy situation to explain. This is not the first time Calypso been under attack. In the 1920s and 30s, it had a governor with a promiscuous wife that the Calypso felt him at and some other politicians. So they put a law in place that was ripping men off the stage and locking them up.
Really?
Yeah, and still I just it does not executed in this modern time, but it was they've been trying to silence Calypso. Then there's the situation when Shorty was singing the art of love making. where Eric Williams was president, and I think the Jamaica or Barbadian, Bajan Prime Minister was there. Somebody was embarrassed and Shorty got locked up, but it didn't fall through. We got
Right.
locked up for singing out of love making. Here's the factor people don't understand about Calypso. The first you have to understand that Calypso don't need to be apologetic. Calypso don't need permission. Calypso,
I love that.
Calypso is that. First you understand that. When you understand that, then you're gonna understand that you as a politician, I'm not saying minister or nobody, politician, could never be a friend with a Calypsonian and could never be happy with Calypso. Calypso is designed to attack you. From what we see in history, Chambers done see, snakes in the Balize, captain the ship is sinking.
Yes, yes.
Calypso is designed to interfere with your votes. So it shouldn't be a shock if a politician thin skin and deciding to try to see if they could silence a Calypsonian. It's been happening. We have a tendency, I watch plenty of the social media banter and recognize that everybody just talk a version of a thing they know from the point when them born
True.
or what they hear just
Well, you could only really talk where you know it and where you see where was I wrong for, unless you're a historian or you get into
but
the
it
history.
rooted further than that.
Yeah.
And the thing is, it rooted further than that. A simple thing I can tell somebody recently and they laugh. I say, you want to know what affect the road matches? When it went from pan judging a road match to DJs, because a man don't need to have a melody with a speaker box, but with a pan to play, it had to be a melody. Hence the reason why when you check what road matches was winning and thing, it was melodic and melodious. You understand? Because it was about musicianship. But when it turned to the speaker box, it don't work so hard. You understand? But that's how things is. It affect them. One thing's affect the next thing, and that's how it is. But Calypso been under attack. It been under attack. Is the problem is plenty Calypsonians don't understand what the role of a Calypsonian is.
Right.
That is the real problem. The role, understanding the role.
Wow.
Everybody want to win a crown, and that's what the competition doing.
I
The
love
competition the competition become this only place that a Calypsonian can make a dollar. Now, first they squeeze everything a Calypsonian can make. The competition is the place where a Calypso can make a jackpot, right? And because of that, Calypso has been affected by the competition because people writing competition songs and not Calypso.
Not Calypso, not telling the stories. Yeah.
Come on, spoiler is one of the most brilliant minds to write Calypso. Humor specialist, but he just think out the box. If Spoiler was living today, he would not be a genius. You wouldn't know who Spoiler is because you ever notice humor don't be in the Monarch Finance.
True.
You understand what I'm saying? It's not about Calypso no more, it's about winning. It's about sentiments to win some 5 people sitting on a table favor.
You pay, yeah.
Like all
you
it
pay
is.
into that. Wow.
Yeah, so if I come and tell you that, if I come to tell you that I see a real problem in right now in the competition, and it's time for we to get rid of the judges and let the people judge, you're not going to mark me high next to the person who come to say, I want a better Trimbago.
Right. Wow.
You're not measuring content and quality and melody and according to the rubric. It's sentiment. So hence the reason why for some years now people been complaining this year worse than most years, but complaining that they don't like the decisions of the lists and all of that and thing, because the truth is everybody writing a competition song.
Right.
The real hardcore stuff that was happening during the season, people miss. You understand? The real things that were doing damage in the tent, people miss because they didn't come in the tent. The TV is the only way you can see Calypso now. So they will sit down there watching Monarch, the Fiesta, and they judge Calypso based upon that. But that regional competition just got some bad Calypsonians coming up who does not get in that place. Just this year alone in that competition is about 300 Calypsonians registered now.
And something I always wanted to find out. Somebody was here. I was supposed to ask them. I didn't get to ask them. When it comes to the tents, they don't have a Calypso tent that is run like year round. It never had anything like that.
No,
It's
actually,
just carnival.
well,
alone.
yeah. Well, remember, one of the biggest problems Trinidad as a country have is that we have it back to front now. We're the only place in the world that does have a music around a festival. Everywhere you have a festival around a music. So you have Reggae Fest, you have
Brass
Woodstock,
Festival, yeah.
you have Jazz Fest, but we have Carnival. And because of the Carnival, the culture get trapped in Carnival now. Now, the difference before, it used to be all kind of 6 to 8 weeks, 10 season running and thing. and this was before subvention was even a thing. You understand? Now it recently reduced to 4, and as of present, some people running for 2 weeks and 2 weekends, that them kind of thing.
Is it?
You understand?
Wow.
Because somebody have an excuse about, because as I explained to my brother the other day, you ain't vexed with the subvention on gas, you ain't vexed with the subvention on the port, we are vexed with the subvention on culture.
The culture. Culture is another
No,
attack
it's-
people, and this is why we have things like this to kind of push the culture forward. This is why we
Oh,
want to
oh,
bring people such as yourself to kind of bring our education to the thing. You definitely
yeah,
have some
yeah,
information, things that we
Interesting.
never hear. You know, you wouldn't get this anywhere else. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
anybody
yeah,
want to
yeah.
big up before we close and get I had to get into big
Well,
Al
well,
segment.
Ralph, well, first I must say that glad to see you, Dread. Long time, long time.
Likewise,
Don't
my
feel like been
brother.
watching you doing anything. You understand? I'm
Right
proud
there.
of you. You know?
Thank you, thank
You
you, thank you.
understand?
Likewise.
My brother Sean, I've seen past you, go and call him to be disappear.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know? But Spicy, that is my wife. She's a Calypsonian too,
Yes, big up
8-time
Spice. Yes.
spinner pack, 8-time semi-finalist.
Nice, nice.
Omari, Mr. Shaq, my brethren. You know, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And
Yeah, man, yeah.
please help Ozzy for me now. Ozzy supposed to come on the show, and Ozzy
Huh?
having some. Yeah, you were supposed to come a couple of
Yeah,
weeks
yeah,
ago,
yeah.
and he was having
Ozzy's having
some.
technical
Yeah, he having
problems
some
as well.
technical difficulties. So if you could help him for me now, I know that
He
your
from the
boy too.
Dinosaur Club too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
We
so
try with him. We will
yeah, we
try with
will
him.
try with Ozzy. You understand? I really want to talk to Ozzy. You know, so
All
please
right,
help Ozzy if you can.
no, I will work on that for you. I actually have to give him a call, so I will work on that for you.
All right,
I
I
will work on that
appreciate
for you,
that, my
quick.
brother, and thank you again for coming through. This this one for the books here, and like I always say to anybody who come here, he's not a stranger here again. He is family. So anytime you feel to come through, come through. You have a song to push to highlight, bring it, come through. Like you understand? Lay it on us.
Don't make bad joke, no. Come here, no.
No, but I'm
Come
telling
true,
you,
come
you gotta
true.
come through. Bring it. You
Yeah,
understand?
right, yeah,
Right?
right, yeah, right.
So, guys, you have anything else, Big Al? I think before I get into your segment.
No, I could only endorse what you just said. I wanna thank the man for coming through and for being part of the morning show. I've had the opportunity to meet greats like Chris and Joseph, and I'm talking about the offspring of so many great
Yeah, man.
Californians.
Yeah,
And Chris
man.
is doing great work. I've had the opportunity as well, many a time, to sit down and listen to Chalky cuss. And it's a learning experience to me every time I meet with you also. So all the best, man, and I hope we see you back again sometime soon.
Yes, yes,
Appreciate that, my
definitely.
brother. I appreciate that plenty. Nice
All
meeting you
right.
too.
Nice,
Yes,
nice.
man.
And I have to get we gotta get into the Big Al favorite segment here, which is the good vibes of the day. He just play like he don't like it, you know. That comes
I
out,
don't
Big
know if
Al.
I get good vibes today, I'm going with my spirits.
Today's Friday, Big Al. You have to come with our good vibes. Don't forget, good vibes of the day is brought to us by Fire Chef Superb Soups. Tomorrow morning, our
Yeah,
friend
man.
Fireball the Entertainer is going to have a
Salute
Superb
us.
Soups at number 2 Farfan Street in
Well,
Arima.
check out Fireball.
But here the problem, you see, if you get it after 10 a.m., you're going home with an empty styrofoam container. That is not good. That is counterproductive. All right? So, hit up Fireball now. Let them know you're coming through. Secure your soup now. All right? And I kind of on a little time crunch, so I ain't even gonna think I ain't even seen Tanika KK on assignment. So I will get one. I wonder if Charlotte will give my good vibes of the day. What's a good little anecdote you could give us? A little quote, something, just to give us a good vibe as we leave this space here.
Well, you put me on the spot, eh?
You like to do that. You like to do that.
I could probably share. I will share a memory of Mr. Winston Beatty in sense of his
Please
philosophy.
do. Yes, please do.
So he explained to me once that he feel plenty people in the Bible belong to an alien race. Because if you notice, all of them just walk with a staff. But he was very more particular about Jesus. He said Jesus was a martial artist. I said, a martial artist. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, a martial artist. He said, you remember that story where Jesus went in the temple and showed down the gambling table and thing?
Yeah.
He said nobody could go and turn on no gambling table and then get licks because he was sharing licks. Jesus is a martial artist.
That's true. That's true. And if only think nice thing, go and try to mash up a gamble right now.
Yeah,
I love it. But this, you see, this moment here belongs to Big Al and nobody else but Big Al. So late on we there, Big Al.
So today I know I'm battling with my thoughts here. I want to go the philosophical route, but at the same time I want to stay true to the feel good.
All right.
So please take this for what it is. Confidence is good, or as a matter of fact, let me change it up. Some people love their opinion more than facts. So it really it is encouraging you
I
to
don't unpack that. Just now.
start
Some
decipher
people-
between the two. Some people love their opinion more than they love facts.
Opinion.
They walk among us, right? So be aware,
More than they love.
carry on regardless, as the soldiers will say.
How is this on good vibes of the day? I tell
But
you,
that's
you
what I'm
see,
telling
after
you.
you do that Chinese economy 101, Big Al, you just never catch yourself.
You can't tell me you never hear anything close to that Chinese 101, that Chinese accounting 101.
No, but I'm just saying. Some
Well,
people
well-
love. You're getting my Kevin right now, and I now see now I should have bring up Kevin and I forget.
But Kevin
Sorry,
is a good influence, you know.
No, sorry, Kevin. No, I should have got good vibes today from Kevin. Although Kevin is make me.
Kevin is a good influence
You
too, but I'm
understand?
hoping
said
that you
don't
still
call it in.
think.
You understand? How
I'm
am I
hoping
supposed
that
to
you
feel good
still
about this?
think. Right, because you need to look within yourself too. Make sure that the opinion that you're expressing is based on either experience or empirical
Friday's a day
evidence.
to
Fact.
think, Big Al. Friday's a day for
That's all right. You go still get a barbecue, and
indulging.
you will be munching on your fries, and you'll think about it, and you'll say, "Yeah, I get it now."
All right. Well, Kevin.
And Kevin Reach.
What's he say?
Like, we got good vibes of the day, although, you know.
I don't know if there's gonna be a good vibes, but it's like an encouragement.
Uh-huh.
A person who wants to be friends with everyone will be an enemy of the self.
Today's Friday.
He won't accept that one either. He won't accept
I
that
have no
one.
choice. I know I don't choice. Because you have a point.
Oh,
All right, I will take that. You know what? I will take that. What will be my good vibes of the day? My good vibes of the day is, guys, today is Friday. Just sit back, relax, kick up your feet, you know, and just, you know, enjoy the weekend. That's just my good vibes of the day. This has been another edition, President Resi Morning Show. You guys have been great. Again, thank you for the Dread Wizard for gracing us with your presence. Big Al, you see her, KK, on assignment.
on assignment.
Big up yourself. Fun size
Yeah, man.
somebody. Kevin passed through.
Yeah.
I see Sharon. Men can cook. All right. And we out. All right. Later.
Toniques, everybody. Take care.
Toniques,
Bye.
everybody. We gone.